What is up, people? It is me, Monster50, and welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be doing a video review on the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Rhinox, and here we do have the box art. Very nice. Taking a look at this, very nice Maximal logo right here. Studio Series 103, got Rhinox there. The Transformers Rise of the Beasts logo is right there as well. Nice Transformers Generations logo. Here on the side, got some more nice art of Rhinox, got some more art on the front there, and some really nice of the robot mode here on the side. And finally, on the back, we do have our obligatory product shots. And then as you can see, we do also have the display base, which I believe is a part of one of the sort of inside underground parts of the movie, which is very cool. But other than that, there's really not that much else to discuss with the box, so let's get the actual figure out here and take a look at how he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Voyager Rhinox opened up and out of the box, and I gotta say, this guy looks really awesome in his beast mode. I mean, sure, you can argue that there is some gappiness maybe like here and stuff, and you can actually sort of like see right through, yeah, you can see where my hand's waving in and out through this like gap here, but other than that, for the most part, this is really good for a Voyager Beast figure. I mean, this looks like a Rhino. I mean, the head looks fantastic as well. So, taking a look at the details here, you can see very nice on the head. Very nice details. Got some nice gunmetal gray there for the face here, like near the eyes. You do see some nice paint for some decently nice paint. I believe those are green for the eyes. Got some of this nice textured bits here for the silver. Got some more here. Got some more brown bits here as well for some more color accenting here on the side. You do have a lot of this drab gray plastic, but it's a Rhino, so what are you gonna do? Like, at the end of the day, he's meant to be this gray, standard gray Rhino color. Got some more gray here. I got some more of this textured bit stuff here, more here. And if you look closely here, you can see all of this plastic, even though it is this drab gray color, is all of this plastic, this like textured plastic to make it look like Rhino skin. Overall, it does look very nice. And on the underside, yeah, there's a big hollow space right here. You can argue that, and yeah, it partly makes the figure not feel as authentic for a Rhino in its beast form, but for the most part, still really nice. One thing we can also take a quick look at, this is his accessory that he comes with. Now this is for storing in the beast mode, so you just have a little peg hole right there, and then you have this little peg right here that you can just stick into there. Now that's just used by the peg is just used by flipping this up like so, and then you have the actual sort of mace hammer thing, and it's very nice. You got some nice silver painted spikes there, very nice. Some cool detail here on the handle. You can see like little spikes and rivets on the handle. Very cool. Overall, I really do like this weapon, and we're going to set this thing off to the side for now. Again, taking a look at this guy. Overall, again, very nice, and I'm very happy with how this guy turned out. And so, because it is a beast mode, when it comes to articulation, the mouth does open, so you can open the mouth. You can open it about that much, so pretty wide. For the rest of the limbs, though, it's nothing too crazy, so you can get, a little bit of back and forth here in the legs. You don't get really any thigh rotation, so you get some like twist here and there, but it's a Rhino. Like, what dynamic poses is a Rhino going to be in? You can go forward a little, forward a teeny bit. You can't really go back. They don't really bend, so there isn't too much articulation, but again, it's a Rhino, so at the end of the day, like, there isn't going to be an insane dynamic pose that this thing wants to pull off. So yeah, you can knock it off for articulation, but I think being a Rhino doesn't really matter all that much, and the head also doesn't turn. But again, I still think it is really cool. So obviously, the next thing we want to take a look at is comparison. So setting Rhinox off to the side here. Alright, folks, here we have Rhinox with his Maximal companions, Maximal teammates in Airazor as well as Cheetor. These all scale pretty well together. I do think Rhinox should probably be maybe a tad bit chunkier, because he obviously is sort of like the muscle of the Maximals, right? But overall, this is still really nice and works very well. I'm very happy with how this scales. Again, Airazor, you have to think her wingspan, even though she is a deluxe, her wingspan is very big. Obviously, birds have very big wingspans in comparison to the length of their actual just regular bodies. So really cool stuff here. I think this all scales very nicely. Next, we have him alongside one of the Terrorcons, pretty much one of my favorite designs of the new Terrorcons in the movie, or Decepticons in the movie. We have here Voyager class battle trap, so you guys can see how they scale together. I think they scale pretty well together. I think well, I actually think that this would probably be a bit bigger, the truck, but especially in robot mode, these guys look really nicely together. So overall, even though it may not be super accurate in terms of like an actual Rhino, keep in mind this is a robot Rhino, so this works out for me. And finally, folks, here we have him with the Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Again, this looks really, really nice. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I think these guys look very very nice together. Nothing too crazy about this, because if you look at the movie, Bumblebee also scales very well with Cheetor here. So if we just get Cheetor in the shot again, you can see that these guys scale really well together. This is about how big Cheetor was in comparison to Bumblebee in the trailers and in the movie that we saw. And having seen the movie, I will say that this is rather accurate. Now, when we get to robot mode, I'll explain more, but I do think it is a very good representation of how he is in the movie. It's just we don't see too much of Rhinox in his robot mode compared to his beast mode, which is what we see primarily. But really, really nice comparisons overall and very nice scaling. Alright, so obviously the next thing that we're going to be doing is getting into the transformation. Now, the transformation for this guy is actually kind of fun, and I do think that it's very it's well done. And the other thing about it is that it hides this rhino head extremely well. You actually don't see it at all in robot mode. So, getting into it, let's start off with the back here. So, getting into the back, this is one of the parts that I've been making sure to do when I've been retransforming and transforming it over like the past hour. So basically, first thing I like to do is take this tail and sort of flip it up like so, and then you take this entire section and then you just accordion it. Now, basically, what you'll notice is that there's a hole here and there is a tab right here. You can sort of see that right there, and this will just rest in there, and so you just tab it in like this. Next thing I like to do is to sort of take this entire top section. Basically, you take this head and then you sort of wiggle it out a bit, remove the head like this, and the next thing I like to do is sort of untab this whole thing and lift it up like so. Then after this, you take the head, you just you split the head right down the middle, and then you take the horn and you flip it on the inside, and then you just close the head back up, and then you take the neck section, and when we do the neck section, very, very interesting. So you fold it up in to the head like so, and then you just take this and you fold it in. This gives this whole thing a lot of clearance, and then you can fold the head down like so. And then what's also nice is actually, well, sort of before you fold the head down, basically before you fold the head down, there are these horns that are locked in each of the sides here. You sort of try and flip them up as you flip the head down, because they don't have a ton of clearance when you actually have the head down. So just do that, and finally you do have these horns up, which are for robot mode, or spikes, I guess you would call them, and then you can sort of just rest it here like this for now. So this is what you should have at the moment, nothing too crazy. Going down to the legs here, so these will become his legs, so just rotate these down, and then what you'll have to do is just, you'll hear this click. Basically, you push these whole shin sections in. So, oh, I think I had them. I apologize. I had them out. So, I had mistransformed. That's my fault. But you just push them in like that, and then on the other side, I'll do the same thing. So, grab this, push that in like that, and you'll hear a massive click, which is really, really nice. Next thing I like to do, come up to the top here, you sort of take the shoulder sections and flare them out a bit, and then you basically can pull this entire arm assembly out and accordion it. Now, unfortunately, that's one problem I'll have with the figure, is that my shoulder pads tend to come off, and I know that it's also partly due to my incompetence with transforming it, but that is one thing to note. And that just shot across to the floor. Okay, give me one sec, guys. I will be back in 1 second. And we're back with that little mess up there, but just going to plug that back in. Not too much doing. Just these, from my copy, are loose. I don't know how about other people's, but mine tend to be loose. But basically just accordion the arm up like so. Do the same thing here. So you can sort of pull the arm out and then accordion it up like so. And you can see this is where you're accordioning it up on right here. So you're just doing this. Next, basically keep the arms sort of flared out, just so that there's no, they don't get in the way. Basically what will happen is, you see right here, there are these two tabs on both sides, and basically this whole chest assembly will go into it. Now, to get this chest assembly, what you're going to do is take this whole chest, fold it down first, and then you sort of pull it out, and basically these sections here will fold out like so. And then all you got to do is sort of line up all of this, make sure this is sort of all straight, like this whole upper body area, and then just fold this in, and it should essentially just rest in there. And these will be nicely rested in there. Then you just take the ab sections, fold them in, and they'll snap right on like so. Sort of straighten them out, and then you take this, and basically there are two. You can see the two holes in there, and then there's the sort of two tabs there. I don't know how well you guys there. Those two tabs in there, and then you just fold that in like so. Next thing, rotate the arms down. Take this whole back section as we've had it, and then just should fold right in. Without too much doing, yep. Just fold that right in. Let's snap into place. Got that going. And finally, the hands are very simple, so fold these out just so you can get good clearance. Now all you got to do is push down on these arm sections here. So just push down like that. Rotate this around. Flip this back up. Rotate the fist around like so. Down, around, like that. And there you have the one arm. Again, just to do it here, what you're going to do is just take this arm, rotate it around, sort of push down on it. Do this, rotate the fist around. Plug that back in, then rotate it around again. Come here, this. And ladies and gentlemen, just straightening him out a bit here. Here we have the Studio Series Voyager class Rise of the Beasts Rhinox in his absolutely awesome looking robot mode. Yeah, guys, I mean, this guy looks fantastic. I mean, this guy looks really freaking cool. I mean, we can take his mace here, hammer thing, very easy, just plop it into the hand like so, like that. And now he has his weapon. Overall, this guy looks really good, and I'm really, really happy with how he came out. And I think, at least with the minimal amount of screen time that we saw of this guy in the movie, I do think he looks really, really good. So taking a look at some of the details here, I mean, you can see that head sculpt looks really, really nice. Very representative of what we saw even in the artwork and in the movie. Very, very cool. Go down here, got more of that textured sort of plastic here with the silver, very nice textured here. The nice brown comes out here. That brown for the crotch piece also comes out here as well, so very, very cool in that respect. And again, you get more of that texture here as well on the shoulders, the nice horns. Very, very nice. And then the legs are a bit lanky, more lanky than you'd expect, but they're very, very nice. Again, more of that textured material here, the textured plastic. Only thing is the drab gray feet. Other than that, really, really nice. And then if you look at him from the side, we'll just stick that up like that so you guys can see him from the side here. You can see that he cleans up extremely well. There's really nothing there that really needs to be, worried about in terms of backpack. There's literally none, and it hides like I said, hides the rhino head extremely, extremely well, and it makes me super, super happy to be able to tell you that a beast figure has a very clean profile. So really, really cool stuff there. Overall, just a really great looking robot mode. I mean, again, you can see that silver in the paint on his face there. Really, really cool stuff overall. So for articulation, let's get this out of his hand. I'm trying to figure out which segments should be going first, so deciding to go with the articulation first here before comparison. So for articulation, what we're going to do here, for the head, it is on a ball joint, but it's kind of hard because there's so much neck or lack thereof. There's so much crap around the neck that it's hard to actually get it in position. But you can get a little bit of wiggle. You can technically get a full 360, but it's freaking impossible to reach around and twist the whole thing. Like, it's really, really difficult. But you can get, realistically, like, that much and, like, that much before you actually start to have to like really grab the head to turn. It's just a bit difficult, and the head is slippery. Still nice articulation though. For the arms, you can do a full 360. They're on like soft ratchets, which is really, really cool. Then for the shoulder pads, you can lift those up, and then you can get the arms out. Then you can get them back in. Then they bend at the elbow about 90 degrees, or maybe a little less than 90 degrees. And then they also rotate at the upper part of the bicep. And also just be a little careful with this. You can act it like a butterfly joint, so you technically could have more articulation there, but it just looks weird because it exposes the joint. You do get full 360 waist rotation, which is really nice. Now for this tail, you can leave it up like this so you have more clearance, because this kind of ruins some of the clearance. But for the legs, you can get a full back, full forward. You can actually get a really high kick forward. You bend at the knee about 90 degrees, and then you do have ankle rocker as well as thigh rotation as well. So really, really nice articulation. You actually get some pretty dynamic poses. I believe you can do the splits with this guy as well. So if we do the classic, like I like to do it, just do this, this, and this. Yes, you can actually get, and we'll just lift the crotch up a little bit here, you can get the wacky splits. Now, he is a little top heavy. The legs aren't as strong as like the other figures, but you can realistically get like the splits with him, which is really cool. So overall, really, really nice, and I can't deny that this robot overall, the robot mode is absolutely fantastic. Now, for me, I am probably going to have this guy in robot mode in display just for space purposes, but having him in beast mode is also really, really nice. So, putting the weapon back in his hand, what we're going to end up doing now is we're going to do the classic comparison. So, we're going to set Rhinox off to the back here. Here is Rhinox with Deluxe Class Bumblebee and Core Class RC. Here he is with Little Terracon Freezer. Voyager Class Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Battle Trap. Leader Class Rise of the Beasts Scourge. And finally, here he is with his Maximal teammates, both Cheetor and Airazor, and I think they all look fantastic together, and I cannot wait for Optimus Primal to essentially complete the team right there. So overall, robot mode scales extremely well. I think he scales fantastically amongst the rest of the Studio Series Rise of the Beast cast, and I'm excited to have this guy in my collection and extremely happy to. So without further ado, let's do the last thing on our bucket list for today and get into that transformation. A bucket list would just be a list, but first off, remove the weapon. Nothing too crazy there. Set it off to the side. I'm going to straighten the head out here. And then first we're going to do the arms. So we're just going to lift these panels up like so. Lift the arms up. Basically what you're going to want to do is flip these down and then rotate the fists all the way around so that the top of the fist, so this part of your fist, is facing the bottom. Rotate it around and then close it. And the reason I say that is because it won't have clearance to rotate and go up into the section if you don't do that. So again, flip the arm up, pull this down, rotate the fist all the way around, and rotate it all the way around like so, and then just flip it up and go back into the Rhino arms or legs at this point. Next thing I like to do is come here, push these out, push these sections out and pull them out until you hear a click, and then all you got to do is sort of untab this and sort of let it rest, this little crotch piece here. Then take the ab section, flare it out like this, take this section and then fold it down. Now this section is really freaking cool. So the way it works is basically what you're going to do is you see these little groove sections right here. So right here, this groove section, and right here. Basically these will go in here like so. And then basically you see those two little tabs. You have two little tabs right there and there. These tabs right here where my fingers are. These two groove sections, these slots, once you fold this, that's where they'll sit, and then you'll have something like this. Now to take this entire back section, so let's take the back section off, rotate the rhino head out like so, fold these little spikes down, split the head down the middle at the top, like that, fold the horn out, fold this back in, and then what you got to do here, very interesting. So to accordion the arms, what you got to do is you can see them right there. You got to accordion them. Basically, they'll fill in this whole gap here. And this little tab that we used earlier, this tab right here on this section, will sort of fill in right here into this little slot right here. So I'd accordion it. What I like to do is feed this in like this first. And then you can sort of push in on it. And there goes the shoulder piece again. Which is a bit annoying, but there is the arm. Then all you gotta do is sort of rotate it, then rotate this around like so. So again, just sort of push that in. You'll hear a click. Then all you gotta do, twist this twist this, rotate the foot around or the leg around like that, and then take these shoulder sections and flip it like that. And actually, this is doing it for me. So all you got to do after this, come up here to the head, take the neck section and flare that out like so. So you're exposing these little sections here. Fold this entire section down like this, and then basically what you're going to want to do is rest this section essentially like in this part of the neck right here, so you can just sort of clip that in there, and the head will go in squarely like that, and then you can just fold the legs back down like so. Then finally for the rear section, very simple, just sort of accordion the legs like this. So straighten everything out, nothing too crazy. That, then take this section, untab it, rotate it all the way back, fold the tail down, so snap everything into place, get this little untabbed here so you have some more space here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Rhinox back in his Rhino mode. And so, at the end of the day, on my final and closing thoughts on the Voyager class Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Rhinox, this is a great, great figure to own and a great figure to have. I definitely think if you're a fan of Beast Wars, if you're a fan of Beast Transformers, if you're a fan of just transforming robots in general, this is a very cool figure to add to the collection, and especially if you're collecting all of the Rise of the Beasts figures, the Studio Series ones, and all of the figures from the movie, this is definitely one that should be on your radar. And one that you won't want to skip out on. For me, looking at it, the only sort of qualms, maybe some of the articulation's a little compromised, like in the neck and in the head. There's a little bit of weird hollowness, like I said, with like this section here of the Rhino mode and in the middle of the chest underneath, right? These might look a little anorexic, I guess, right, for a Rhino. But overall, again, still a fantastic figure and a pickup that I would recommend. When it comes to scores, I'd probably give this a 9. It's not perfect, but it's almost there. I think it's really, really good. 8.5, 9 out of 10 overall. Really, really solid there. So if you guys want to pick this figure up, definitely going to leave links to Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, and Hasbro Pulse. I hope they haven't sold out yet, and I'm really sorry for providing you guys links with sold out figures, but that's the best I can do with providing the links. At the end of the day, you guys just have to wait out for restock or just look at it in your local retailer as well. But yeah, that's about it. Those links will be in the description. You guys can go buy one for yourself. So, I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, follow me on the socials linked in the description below. And with that, guys, I thank you guys again so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.